Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're embarking on a truly fascinating linguistic expedition. We're exploring Kazakhsha, the Kazakh language. But, we aren't just going to look at this as some mere database of vocabulary. Oh no. We're going to look at these words as a profound map. It's literally a map of a culture's rich history, their survival, and their entire worldview.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the foundations of Kazakhsha, then navigate the physical world, explore modern life and technology, uncover the nomadic steppe heritage, and finally, we'll reach the language of thought.
All right, Section 1, the foundations of Kazakhsha. These are the basic connections. So before any culture builds a complex society, they've got to know how to simply address one another, right? Here we have Selam for hello, Jai for yes, and Zok for no. But consider Rahmet, thank you. I actually want to invite you right now to break the fourth wall with me. Seriously, mentally practice saying Rahmet the next time you want to express gratitude today. It's just this beautiful, resonant word that completely anchors daily interaction in the language.
And right alongside those basic greetings is family. You've got Ana for mother, Ik for father, Bala for child, and Dos for friend. It's kind of fascinating how brief and immediate these words are, isn't it? They anchor the social fabric. They form this tight inner circle of safety and connection before a person ever moves outward into the broader environment.
Which brings us to Section 2, navigating the physical world, the environment. As we step outside the home, the language really begins to paint a vivid, breathing picture of the vast Central Asian ecosystem. Now, we aren't just looking at a rote list of animals here. We're meeting the core cast of characters in the traditional steppe environment. There's Zhilki, the horse, Tuizhe, the camel, Burkit, the golden eagle, and Kasker, the wolf. These aren't just animals. They're literally partners in survival, symbols of absolute strength, and ancient adversaries out there on the plains.
And of course, surviving the steppe means surviving its weather. Just consider the sheer drama captured in these words. Boran is a blizzard. Kujin is a whirlwind or tornado. Yilgal is moisture, and Kurahakshilik is drought. This vocabulary set perfectly reflects the dramatic natural phenomena and the wild climatic extremes of the landscape. I mean, you can almost feel the chill of the wind just saying the word Boran.
Okay, moving on to Section 3, Modern Life and Technology, Digital Adaptation.
Because Kazakhsha definitely isn't frozen in the past. It adapts seamlessly to the fast-paced digital 21st century, and this brilliantly illustrates that adaptation. On the one hand, we have ancient tools like Kamshi, the whip, and Arkan, the lasso. But then jump to the modern era and we have Halamtor, the internet, and Jasandi Otsana, artificial intelligence. It's like breathtaking linguistic time travel. The exact same language that describes a horse's hobble now natively describes neural networks and global data streams. How cool is that?
But that leads us to a pretty profound question. What is the true soul of this language? Sure, we can talk about the internet and AI, but to really, truly understand Kazakhsha, we have to move beyond the everyday mundane vocabulary and step directly into the historical, beating heart of the culture.
So let's do exactly that in Section 4, the nomadic steppe heritage, nomadic life.
We are now uncovering uniquely cultural words. These are those historical gems that often lack simple one-to-one English equivalents, mostly because they describe a completely different way of existing on the earth. Take this word for instance, Kirs Uyuj, which translates to yurt. But honestly, calling it just a traditional nomadic dwelling or a house totally misses the mark. The Kirs Uyuj is the architectural and spiritual center of the nomadic heritage. With its top dome pointing straight to the sky, it represents the universe itself, the unity of the family, and the whole cyclical nature of life.
Now, what's really interesting about this next concept is the word tabindidu. This means grazing under snow. English literally doesn't have a single word for this. It perfectly captures the unique, desperate survival mechanisms of the harsh winter steppe. It describes how horses use their hooves to break through solid ice just to find the buried grass beneath. It's a word born out of pure, raw geographic necessity.
Next up is koyish, meaning migration or caravan. This single word completely embodies the constant rhythmic movement of the nomadic people across the landscape. It isn't just about packing up and moving house, it's a deep seasonal rhythm. It's a massive community undertaking that dictated the flow of an entire civilization, all based on the weather and the needs of their flocks.
And then we have one of my favorites, Sujinshi, a gift for good news. Basically, if you bring someone wonderful news, you are traditionally entitled to a Sujinshi. This perfectly encapsulates the deep-rooted culture of hospitality and shared joy in Kazakhstan. Good news isn't just something that's spoken, it's physically rewarded and celebrated as a huge community event.
Let's transition to our final phase. Section 5, the language of thought, abstract reasoning. Here, the language transforms into a super powerful tool for abstract reasoning. Let's move to Kanzaka and see how this builds with these crucial connectors. Sol septi for, therefore, Sandiktan for, that is why, Aisirase for, especially, and Aijitpise for otherwise. These are basically the linguistic hinges. Mastering these allows a speaker to move from simple everyday statements right into nuanced arguments, really showing a logical progression in thought.
Building on that logic, we get to the advanced verbs. Saraptao, to analyze. Balzaoshao, to predict. Talkalao, to discuss. And twirlelu, to transform. These abstract verbs are exactly what equip the speaker to navigate high-level civic, academic, and intellectual discourse. Really, they are the essential tools of scientists, politicians, and scholars.
So, the crucial point is that understanding a language truly means understanding how its people view existence itself. Sana is consciousness, Zan is soul, Bolmus is being, and Donalik is wisdom. Mastering these specific words means mastering the philosophical worldview of the entire culture, a culture that places immense, profound value on both the intellect and the spirit.
Which leaves us with this final, kind of provocative question to ponder. How does learning Kazakhsha change your view of the alam, the universe? Because when you explore a language's vocabulary, moving from Boran, the howling blizzard, all the way to Meinligik, eternity, it fundamentally shifts your entire perspective of the world. It teaches you to see the environment, technology, and even the human soul through an entirely different, incredibly resilient lens. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep exploring the words that shape our world.